The rock formation that I just made looks a bit too square, so we're gonna fix that real quick. You can just remove these two blocks and put them a bit further back. Now that we have that out of the way, you have read the title, and today we're gonna be building a big mountain along with a nice tower right here. And you can see I have already attempted to build a mountain right here, but it looks a bit too much, or like a bit too messy. So I did some planning on a creative world, did some testing, and found something that I liked. Hopefully this will go pretty smoothly because I am gonna freehand all of this, and there will be no further planning other than the tower I am going to be building. I have this rock formation here to kind of, I guess, stick out from my main mountain. This will house my tower, but also show how I think I will plan my whole mountain because it will be all freehand, so the results might be a bit interesting. Even though I did put stairs and slabs on this, I will not be putting it on my main mountain as it will probably be too much work. Oh yeah, and before we get on with the rest of the video, I just want to say thank you for 50 subscribers. It means a lot to me, and hopefully I will be generating more content like this for you in the near future. Thank you. The first thing I want to work on is my moss farm. I was never able to complete this because of the lack of slime balls. I usually play on peaceful, but fortunately the wandering trader showed up, which allowed me to place all of my sticky pistons in and also finish the rest of the farm. This is a moss farm made by Silent Whisperer. I will link his channel in the description along with the farm. But now everything is completed. Now that we are completed with everything, all I need to do is flick this lever and hopefully we should see some moss coming out here, and yep, it should break and then go into our hoppers. If I ever want to, I have this chest right here where I can put all of my composters in so that I will be only getting moss blocks. With this farm out of the way, it is now time to start our main project. I have been kind of debating of what palette I should use for my tower, and I have been trying out some builds in creative worlds such as a normal house, a mud brick tower, but I think I'm going to settle on this simple look with all of our stairs having cracks into the tower to make it look kind of worn down a bit. And once we finish smelting all of our stones, we can go ahead and work on our tower. For our bottom here, we're using a mix of moss and mossy cobblestone along with mossy stone bricks. We're also sprinkling in some stone blocks and our cobblestone here to kind of help transition our block palette to a lot more darker shade. As our main base, we're using normal stone blocks along with batches of cobblestone and stone bricks, and then I will be putting all of our detailing later. Then at the top I added some of these tough railings or battlements to finish everything off. We have just finished our tower, and the only thing I have to do is put all of our glow lichens, including some extra details off to the side and also some trees. And on the back here, I've added some slabs along with stairs to kind of border everything off so that the dirt isn't really showing. I'll also be working on the interior, which will have a brewery station up above, and then the XP farm can be just down at the bottom. That does mean I have to be on easy mode, and that will spawn mobs, and usually I play on peaceful. But now we're gonna go ahead and build our XP farm. Alright, so we just finished decorating the outside part of our tower. You can see we have some grass patches over here along with some indicators of where our trees are gonna be. And then coming inside, we have a pretty nice decorated area. Let me turn the volume down. But you can see we have a painting, we have our XP farm right here using silverfishes, and we also have some other decorative spots such as this scaffolding, these barrels in the corner. And then if I just come up here, whenever I accidentally pick up the tridents, I can just throw it back right onto there and then flick the lever to the side and then it'll just activate it. Up here is my brewery station. We have some barrels to store all of our ingredients or materials, some netherwood to the side, some decorated signs, and of course our brewing stands, and also some furnaces so I can smelt some stone. One weird thing I found was these iron bars at the top here. You can also hear how loud it is with all of the armadillos, and whoa, what's that? The next thing I'm gonna work on is our trees over here, and they will be kind of leaning off to the ledge so that our tower can be a lot more visible. Alright, so we just finished building all of our trees here, and I did lose some footage of building these two trees, but this one was pretty quick and simple, not that hard to build. Although this tree did take a lot of time, I think it turned out pretty well. We're using some of our glowberries to kind of have, I guess some viney effect underneath right here, and then up top I put some, I think like, I don't know, tulips, pink flowers, I'm not sure what they're called, but I put, oh yeah, lilacs. I put the lilacs up there along with our azalea leaves. I also think a small pond here would be very nice just to kind of make this area feel a lot more detailed and everything, and have some irrigation system lead up to that. But I think I will be doing that next video hopefully. Now that we have this bottom part finished, I think it's time to start gathering resources for our main mountain. Because of our XP farm, I have a silk touch pickaxe now, which will help getting all of our stones a lot more easier. To start everything off, I decided to place this landscape here. This wasn't originally planned because I was just gonna do it with the land that I already had, but I realized that it was very hard to traverse and it was a bit too messy to just I decided that it was better to just make our own piece of land where all of our stone blocks can be placed, and I also wanted to minimize the amount of stone ledges I had to place around the whole terraforming part. And I'm also not concerned about our height limit, even though I am going to be building more mountains in the future. I can just level down all of the terrain if I ever reach the max height for my mountain. With some of my cobblestone, I laid out the foundations of my next building and also added a pathway that will soon lead down to the bottom part of our region. I also added a lot less steeper area of the mountain with our tough blocks to kind of represent our shading. I was also going to show a montage of me building this mountain, but I forgot to hit record. After a while, I was able to finish the rest of the landscaping at the bottom and also our main base of where I was going to put our mountain. Now that we have this in place, it's already starting to take some form, and I'm pretty happy of the overall shape this mountain has, but now we have to work on the more complicated part. Since there was no blueprints for this build, I decided to keep a mental note in my mind of how I'm building it and what shape it might be once I look at it from afar. Then once in a while I would fly away and check if any shape is out of place. If I did find something, I would go ahead and fix it, and that'd be it. Since I am expanding my bridge here, I am gonna put it at a diagonal so that this part can be a lot more smoother, and if we come up here, we can see that it just cuts off very abruptly. And then I'll also work on this part a little. What? I do not know how he got down here, but I will be working on this mountain to make it as steep as possible so that we can reach the very top part of where I want the mountain to be, and this guy needs to be in a hole. We can just dig out 4 blocks right here and then put both of our donkeys in that keep escaping for some reason. And now to finish our mountain. After a couple hours of mindlessly placing stone blocks, I was finally finished with our mountain. I'm very happy of how this thing turned out. We peak at 182, and I've added a bit of decoration off to the side, adding some flowers and some herbal greenery, I guess. And if we take a step back, this is our finished product. The whole thing is looking very beautiful with the right timing, with the sun setting and everything, and it just makes the scenery look a lot more appealing. And I'm just glad I'm not placing more stone. But we have reached the end of the video here. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and comment down below on what I should be doing next, and see you next time.